Hey, I'm Brett, and this is a great day for AYSM. We're celebrating. This is Are You Shitting Me? Something I learned while avoiding real responsibilities. Today is April 7th, National Beer Day, and if you think that's just a made-up excuse to drink beer on a Tuesday, you are correct. But it's also a made-up excuse with an absolutely wild backstory. So crack one open because here we go. Let's go back to 1920. The 18th Amendment of the Constitution goes into effect. Prohibition. Sad day for everyone. The manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcohol, illegal, done, over. Now, here's what most people don't know. A lot of Americans who voted for Prohibition thought it was only being applied to hard liquor. They assumed beer and wine would be fine. They were wrong. The Volstead Act, the law that actually defined and enforced Prohibition, declared anything over 0.5% alcohol to be intoxicating. For reference, today's average beer is about 5%, so yeah, beer was very much included. America looked around and said, wait, what did we just do? So Prohibition kicks in, and here's where it gets fun. Americans didn't stop drinking. They just got creative. Speakeasies opened everywhere. By the end of the 1920s, New York City alone had an estimated 30,000 of them. 30,000. The city had more illegal bars than it did legal ones before Prohibition started. Bootleggers made a fortune. Organized crime exploded. Al Capone became a household name, essentially, because America banned beer and someone had to fill the gap. And the booze that people were drinking? Terrible, dangerous, potentially deadly. Here's what will make your jaw drop. The federal government, frustrated that people were drinking anyway, started intentionally poisoning industrial alcohol, the kind that bootleggers were stealing and reselling as drinkable booze. They added methanol, kerosene, formaldehyde, benzene. The idea was to scare people into stopping. It did not scare people into stopping. It just killed them. By some estimates, up to 10,000 Americans died from government-poisoned alcohol before Prohibition ended. New York's own medical examiner called it murder. The government literally poisoned the beer supply to stop people from drinking. Are you shitting me? So, fast forward to 1932, Franklin Roosevelt ran for president on a platform that includes repealing Prohibition. He wins in a landslide. The man is sworn in on March 4th, 1933. The country is in the middle of the Great Depression. People are broke, unemployed, and miserable. 9 days into his presidency, 9 days, Roosevelt asked Congress to legalize beer. Not because he's a party animal, because he needed the tax revenue and the jobs. Legal beer meant breweries rehiring. It meant trucks moving, bars opening. The economy desperately needed it. Congress passed the Cullen-Harrison Act. Roosevelt signed it in on March 22nd, 1933. And upon signing, the President of the United States looked up and said, "I think this would be a good time for a beer." That's the quote. That's what he said 93 years ago. Still, the most relatable thing that any president has ever said. The law took effect at 12:01 a.m. on April 7th, 1933. People had been lining up outside breweries since the night before, dancing in the streets, counting down like it was New Year's Eve. 13 years without legal beer. And at 1 minute past midnight, the taps opened. 1.5 million barrels of beer were consumed in the first 24 hours. In Chicago alone, an estimated $5 million in beer was sold that day. Adjusted for inflation, that's roughly $100 million today. Here's the small print. The beer that came back on April 7th was only 3.2% alcohol. The government still technically considered anything stronger intoxicating. So the beer that Americans waited 13 years for was, by modern standards, kind of watered down. Full-strength beer and hard liquor didn't come back until December 5th, 1933, when the 21st Amendment was ratified and Prohibition was officially repealed. So America got its beer back in 2 stages. First the training wheels version, then the real thing. Either way, they celebrated. And us, we celebrate every April 7th, National Beer Day. Go visit a brewery, support a local tap room, buy a craft beer, tip your bartender. Because 93 years ago, Americans lined up in the dark outside brewery doors just to legally drink a watered-down 3.2% beer at 12:01. After 13 years of bathtub gin, poison moonshine, and government overreach. And if that doesn't make you appreciate what's in your glass right now, are you shitting me? Cheers. Happy National Beer Day.
Here's something I learned while avoiding real responsibilities.